Welcome in 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray with you for another full show tonight here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Hello to our friends watching on YouTube as well. And if you want to join the show on our chat, just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, subscribe, create a screen name, and you can chat right in to the show. You can also call in at 617-779-0985. It's hot. It's hot out there today. Of course, we'll have your hot takes, my hot takes. We're here all night, right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. So, just a couple of things to get into. We'll have in or out. We got the musings. Our old intern Bryson is still celebrating the Oklahoma City Thunder win, so we're going to have him call in later on tonight. And, of course, we got you covered on absolutely everything. And I will tell you who our opening take is brought to you by, but I need someone to help me with that because the sheet is on the other side of the table, and I don't have it in front of me. But I will get to our opening take. And hey, again, we're here until 11 o'clock tonight, 617-779-0985. And just, I wanted to get into the Red Sox tonight. The old Red Sox. Did everybody have a chance to see them this weekend? Because I watched a lot of Red Sox. And, well, not only did I love the stadium, the beautiful stadium that was. Kevin, thank you so much, sir. You can now go home. You've worked a whole day today. I misplaced my paper. But our opening take is presented by Super Service Today, Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential and commercial plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning. Day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. The Red Sox have moved on from Rafael Devers, but things are still the same. Sure, the Red Sox are 8-3 their last 11 games and finally lost a series for the first time in a month. Things have been heading pretty much in a positive direction. I at least wanted to come in today and tell you that I like what I saw. Despite Brian Bayo losing the other night, I thought he had a pretty good performance. Now, he did give up eventually the game-winning home run to Rafael Devers. But things have been heading in a positive direction, even with the Rafael Devers trade. The team has received better pitching, as I mentioned. The hitting and runs per game, they've been a problem. They had 5 runs yesterday, and it still wasn't enough. And I'll tell you, yesterday, despite all the good things that we could tell you or try to be positive about, everything unraveled on Sunday. The starting pitching gave up home runs. The bullpen imploded. Tempers certainly flared in that one. Alex Cora continued to make mistakes, and did I mention the errors? The team continues to make the same mistakes in the field, and it's getting out of hand. And it's also embarrassing. Just all the movement that's going on. It's embarrassing. The culture might be better with Rafael Devers gone, but the same problems are there with this team. But how can this team still drop fly balls, not know what base to go to, not make simple plays in the field? And this is the reality, people. You want to be excited about the young players. You like what you see from Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, although he sat. You like what you're seeing. The game on Saturday night was great. It really was. Or was it Friday night? I'm trying to remember what night they closed the door. Anyways, my point is, it was beautifully managed. Beautifully. Things fell apart yesterday. It almost seemed like they got their little bump after the trade. And then things came back to reality. The Red Sox, again, you want to talk about some of the things that they've done? Of late, there are a lot of positives there. But this is the same old team. And should I bring up the fact that they moved on from Rafael Devers And he did have an 0 for 5 game on Friday. And you would have thought, going up against Brian Bayo, he knew him. He hit a home run Saturday. It helped him to a 3-2 victory. I think that everything that's happened with the Rafael Devers stuff, hopefully we can all move on from it. But there's no doubt about it. They wanted to make it known he was a bad teammate. And I don't think we needed to really dig into that more. The guy wouldn't move to a different position when asked by ownership. But I don't know. Was anybody bothered this weekend from Rafael Devers' demeanor? I was bothered by him hitting the home run and hugging everybody. Or him saying, yeah, of course, I'll play first base, no problem. He looked happy. He was doing interviews after the game and got a Gatorade bath. He didn't. He homered early in the game. Everyone cheered him. And then gets a Gatorade bath? Talking to NBC Sports Bay Area? All of a sudden, Rafael Devers likes doing post-game media now, right? He was a great hitter for the Red Sox, but he wasn't a leader, and we all know that. And, you know, he didn't want to do interviews here, remember? He didn't want to do interviews here. Jaron Duran would do the interview, and then they'd ask him about Devers, and he said, why don't you go ask him? Something has changed with Rafael Devers since going over to the Giants. I didn't like it, and you know what it did? It was smelly. It was smelly. It's almost like he was a fraud. You won't do it in Boston, but you'll do it with San Francisco, who you were there for what, less than a week? People might not like the roles that they're on with their current team. They go elsewhere and they become different people. But watching it this weekend with Rafael Devers, it bothered me. And it almost, in a way, I understand that when you take people out of situations and put them into others, they feel free, right? They feel free. To me, fraud. All the stuff about putting the earbuds in your ear and tuning everybody out was right. He didn't want to change positions out of spite. He wanted to hit, he wanted to get paid, and he wanted to go home. But now that he's a San Francisco Giant, he'll do the interviews. He'll give the hugs. He'll say he wants to play first base. Fraud. That's what I call it. Everybody was wrong in this situation. I'm sure I could give you the tiers of who was right and who was wrong. All I can tell you, Rafael Devers, bad teammate, fraud. Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. We're here all night. What are your thoughts? Was anybody happy for Rafael Devers? Oh, there's Rafi. He got mistreated in Boston. Oh, he's so happy now. Fraud. Oh, I'll play first base. Fraudulent. Well, take a quick break. You can certainly join us on YouTube as well. Just go to youtube.com. Search 98.5 The Sports Hub. Click subscribe. I already see our friends in there at the moment. I wanted to get into some of the other things that happened this weekend, but I'm ready to move on from the Devers stuff. I'm ready. But at the same time, I'm going to call him a fraud because that's what he is. We'll take a quick break. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
Guess it's fair to say that they're not better without him. I don't think anybody will tell you that. The 2.8 runs per game since the trade has been great. I guess if we add up the 5 yesterday, maybe they get around 3. It's not great. It's not great. We'll get back into some other things regarding it. I have 2 things I got to get out of the way here. Number 1 is when it comes to the Red Sox, I actually thought Brian Bayo was good, was decent, and I think he's getting much better. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned, 6 strikeouts. So I know it's easy to say, well, of course he gave up a home run off Brian Bayo, but it was his 4th straight quality start after 5 straight under 5 inning outings. I thought he was solid. And again, 0 run support, bad defense, right? That's the story of the Red Sox. One other thing I just need to throw in there. I think it's time to move on from Connor Wong. I think he stinks. I think he's bad. And it is absolutely embarrassing that he has 0 RBI. So that's one part. Do you know what Bayo and his ERA is with Narvaez versus Wong? When it's Connor Wong behind the plate, his ERA is just under 4, 3.86. When it's Narvaez, 2.96. To me, that's a difference. And Bayo last year had a 4.64 ERA with Connor Wong. Out. Bayo and Wong never on the same page. And I know that he stinks during day games. We've called him the vampire. But I'm just giving you facts and numbers, which eventually become my take. I am done with Connor Wong. I know that he's the last piece of the Mookie Betts trade, but sorry, you stink. You stink. You don't score runs. You don't help the pitchers. You're just a part of a trade from a long time ago. Out. 617-779-0985. Yeah, those were bugging me. I had to get that off my chest. I didn't like it at all. You know what else I don't like? I don't like how Alex Cora was a middle infielder, utility player. Very good one, by the way. Won championships. How he can allow his team to be the worst in Major League Baseball when it comes to errors. The worst! Now, if I get back to the fraudulent Rafael Devers, he was the worst third baseman in baseball. Most errors, he was bad. They made it an initiative, or I don't know, maybe it was predetermined. Whatever it was, they wanted Alex Bregman. They wanted him to play third base. They wanted Rafael Devers off third base because of his defense, or did they want to move on from Rafael Devers because of his contract? What was it? We'll always ask. And we know in the long run that Rafael Devers is no longer here because A, he was a bad teammate, and B, they got out of his contract. Those things can be true. But he was awful in the field. And then he chose not to play in the field. And therefore, now they're even worse as a team and maybe in the field. I don't know. But 68 errors is the most in Major League Baseball. Now, I'll give you the positions, okay? Right field, where they had a Gold Glove outfielder in Willie Abreu a year ago. 6 errors out of that position. The Gold Glove of the American League. Left field, 6 errors. Tied for most in Major League Baseball. So, Jarren Duran, just by the way, has the second most errors among outfielders. So, I'll leave it at that. Abreu actually is the third most. So I gave you right field. I gave you left field. Center field's been pretty solid. First base. The team needs to make some sort of decision on a long-term first baseman. Maybe that's why Christian Campbell is working out in the minors at first base. But they have 6 errors at first base, which is tied for most in Major League Baseball. Now, here's another one that I just think is absurd. Absurd! How the hell do the Red Sox pitching staff have the most errors in baseball with 10? 10? It's inexcusable. It's awful. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing, and it's the reason why they can't get out of their own way. Did I mention second base at all to people? Did I tell you how bad it's been at second base for them? 12 errors at second base. 12 of the 68. 12 are at second base. Now, Campbell had 7 errors. That was the most amongst second basemen this year. It's horrible. How do you let fly balls fall? How do you not make the right throw? How do you boot balls that are in front of you? Second base, the most sure-handed position. It's so embarrassing. 8 unearned runs the entire weekend. The entire weekend where your pitching staff is grinding it out. Absolutely grinding games out. And your defense stinks. And not to mention, you don't have hitters in the lineup. How do you expect to be competitive? This is a long way of me saying they need to spend money and improve the team now. They don't have the options in the minors, and maybe Alex Bregman comes back and it fixes some things. But overall, you got a bunch of young guys out there. You have guys playing out of position, and you have guys that, quite frankly, aren't everyday Major League Baseball players. And I hate watching it. I hate watching guys drop fly balls. I hate watching errors in the field. You're professionals. This isn't Hyde Park and Parkway Little League. 617-779-0985. It bothers the hell out of me. It's embarrassing. If I was Alex Cora, I'd be out there every day with a glove working with everybody. Instead, they're out there showing up the general manager and the scouting team and what they're doing in the minors and their range and all that. Can you get guys to make simple, major league, bare minimum plays? See, when it's really hot like this stuff bothers you. It should bother you. I'm pissed about it. So I don't want to watch anymore. Yesterday I watched home run. Some guy sliding into home plate jumps. They don't even review it. The hell was all that about? The Sox made horrible mistakes in the series. Horrible. The umps weren't on their side. The umpire yesterday was ridiculous. I'm not going to get into that. But what's ridiculous and just horrible is the defense. Oh, did I mention they can't hit? The defense have cost the Red Sox multiple games this weekend. Multiple. Should I mention all the one-run games that they have already lost this year? The team is going to struggle without Rafael Devers hitting. The pitching staff is giving you everything that they can. But if you can't field the ball, you can't hit the ball, and you can't throw the ball, you're going to lose. Doesn't that sound easy, Luke? Hit the ball, throw the ball, field the ball. It's easy to do. It's easy. I'm going to stop talking the Red Sox. You know why? Because it's annoying. Oh, and did I mention that their backup catcher stinks and has 0 RBIs and their ERA is horrible? They got to move on from him. Bregman's got to come back at some point. I'm sure there's guys in there wondering if they're even going to be with the team in a couple of weeks. You can react to the Red Sox and my thoughts. I wrote down, did I mention David Ortiz doubled down this weekend too? David Ortiz had to show the text messages to everybody to show that, look, I tried to reach out to him. It's an embarrassing look. It's embarrassing. Overall, I'm excited for the Red Sox and their young players, and I want to watch games. Tonight, when the first pitch happens tonight, I'm going to talk about it here. I said this year I was going to take it seriously when it comes to the Red Sox and being giving analysis for it. But what happened this weekend overall between ownership, Ortiz, and management, and other people, it was somewhat of an embarrassing look overall. But again, what also was embarrassing and fraudulent was Rafael Devers happy now. Oh, he's so happy now. Fraud. 617-779-0985. That's the phone number if you want to jump aboard. I see our friends in YouTube as well. I see Joe in there. Prince Humperdinck's in there. Tom G. Jim. Who else we got in here? Yeah, we got a full house. A lot of people watching tonight right here on our YouTube channel. We'll take a quick break. And the NBA season's over. Finally. I have thoughts on the Oklahoma City Thunder. I got thoughts. Because I remember what people would tell me last year about the Celtics. So now I need to tell you about Oklahoma City. And I'll do that on the other side. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox continue their road trip tonight against the Angels of Anaheim. That's who they play tonight. All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, I'm Joe Murray. So our chat is basically talking about food. So just for those tuning back in and maybe weren't listening and talking about food, I started the show talking about how Rafael Devers is a big fraud. And then I talked about how much the Red Sox are a big fraud. And then I got into Connor Wong and how bad he stinks. And really, just they're a bunch of frauds, too. And then David Ortiz and an ownership in this week, and it was all fraudulent. It was all just embarrassing. And the play on the field was as well. Absolutely was as well. So now you just heard the final call of the NBA Finals. Hey, did you see who won? Did you see who won? I don't know what's going on with this camera here. Whatever. It was Oklahoma City, everybody. They are the new NBA champions. And they dethroned the Boston Celtics, who were the champs the year before. So, let's get into it. Is anybody putting an asterisk next to this championship? I felt like maybe last year I heard the Celtics deserve an asterisk. Oklahoma City was the best team all year. They had the MVP in the league. And in some way, I want to be consistent, by the way, here when I say this. Last year, I thought the Celtics were special and were statistically one of the best teams of all time and dominated the NBA playoffs and finals. They made teams tap out. Ooh, speaking of tapping out. Now, I saw Tyrese Halliburton tap out last night, but this was real. This was an injury, so he was hurt. He did tap. And it was unfortunate and really was the difference in the Game 7 for the Pacers. It really was. It was the difference last night. But I'm going to flat out say this. I was underwhelmed by the Oklahoma City Thunder championship run. Now, I want to be consistent because there were people who said the same thing about the Celtics a year ago. Right? Didn't people last year say the Celtics run was underwhelming? They did. You're probably one of them if you're listening to me right now. You're one of the people. So to be consistent here, they won a championship, and you can't take it away from them. You can't take it away. So, the more I look at this, I would like to be consistent. And again, I'll say it here. OKC was the best team all year. They had the MVP in the league. I was unimpressed, especially when Halliburton got hurt. But I can't help but think about last year when the Celtics had an easy path. I heard the same thing about sweeping the Pacers and beating a weak Mavericks team. I heard the same thing. I just don't think there's consistency with people's opinions on what a great team is and who deserves the credit. It took Oklahoma City 7 games and a half and trailed at halftime. And Halliburton went down, and we're on the verge of one of the biggest upsets in NBA history. Again, the Thunder deserve the praise, and you can't take away the ring. It just didn't feel as special as the Celtics. And not sure I consider them one of the best teams of all time or one of the best teams to win a championship in the last 6 years. So we'll leave it at that. It's 617-779-0985. Skaz, I know that there's some news around the NBA that might pertain to the Celtics or maybe some people that they may be interested. What's going on at the moment?
Yes, Joe, I don't know. Would you consider this breaking news? I don't know if it's quite big. A 3-year, $60 million contract, Joe? I'm going to lean not breaking news because it's not someone that I don't think the Celtics were ever interested in. But yes, Joe, the Dallas Mavericks signing center Daniel Gafford to a 3-year contract extension worth nearly $60 million.
So $20 million for a big. Gafford to me really is a Is he a starter in the league? He'd be a starter on the Celtics. Derek Lively's probably their starter, right? Or do they play together? I'm just saying, Gafford getting $20 million shows what the market is for big men, right? So in a way, would you rather? Here we go. Would you rather Kristaps Porzingis at $30 million or Gafford at 20?
I'd have to check Gafford's, injury history and stuff like that, but I think I'd lean Gafford just because of, availability. That's something that hurt the Celtics.
Reliability,
availability.
So Daniel Gafford, 3 years. I mean, hey, the Mavericks are smart. So Lively, Gafford, Flag.
Yeah, wait till that rookie deal's up in a couple of years, what that contract's going to look like.
And then, Kyrie, another Achilles guy. So he's out. Splash brother. Clay, and they probably need a point guard, right? Oh, did I even mention Anthony Davis?
Another injury guy too, though.
So they just gave, granted, injury guy. So they just gave a backup big $20 million. I'm telling you, I think there's value for Kristaps Porzingis at $30 million. Availability, reliability. Yep. I'd still rather Porzingis when he's right. And I know, duh. But Gafford getting $20 million for I bet you he's barely a double-double guy. Barely. Daniel Gafford. I'm sorry, I don't want to call him a bum because I thought, all right, he was 12-6 a year ago. He played in 57 games. So he's an improving big man. He's an improving big man.
Yeah, he's 26, so those 3 years are going to be just about his prime. You might, 31, 32, get another 3-year deal after that.
I will say, Skaz, that if the Celtics somehow acquired Daniel Gafford, I would applaud the move.
Absolutely. Those Arkansas bigs have been pretty good. Gafford, Bobby Portis, I think, was an Arkansas guy.
I just think he's another big. $20 million.
What's Cornette going to get?
It's a good point. We'll get into this a little bit later, but now that the season's over, the Celtics can actually talk to their own free agents. Skaz, I don't have sources, okay? People just love to tell me things. I have heard that Luke Cornette and Al Horford have been at the Arbeck Center.
With Torrey Craig, I believe.
And Torrey Craig doubled down on it this week. He was on with Noah and Bobby Manning. All the Celtics people that we have on the show. We might as well just have their own roundtable on our show. Hey, the three of you guys, how about you guys? We'll just do it, Yes, Torrey Craig did. And he also gave an update on Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's in good spirits. He's been also seen at the Arbeck Center. So, Skaz, I want to be consistent here. Oklahoma City, they have a ring. They had the MVP. They got a future ahead of them. They have a young head coach. I was underwhelmed by their championship run. But yet, how many times did you hear last year the Celtics? I am localizing this. I want to be consistent. I thought the Celtics were one of the best teams of all time a year ago.
And I think people wanted to say that about this year's Oklahoma City team, but after the playoff run, I think a lot of that shine came off.
Halliburton getting hurt in Game 7. They trailed at halftime without him. The Pacers. Well, the Pacers had a lead at halftime. Now, nobody could dribble the ball for the Pacers in the third quarter or the fourth quarter.
Too many turnovers.
Their defense looked elite. I'm not one to sit here and tell you the Thunder have an elite defense. It certainly was without Halliburton. Again, the Thunder deserve the praise. They can't take away the ring. You can't kiss the ring. It didn't feel as special as the Celtics. Are people saying that today? I didn't watch the game. I went to the beach today, which I'll do in musings later. Had my first beach day today. It was great. You go, I have any color? I don't know if you can tell. I was out there. It didn't feel special, guys. It didn't feel special. So at some point throughout tonight, I want to do an exercise. Luke, you can get in on this as well. There's been 7 different NBA champions. I would like you to rank them. Not now. We'll put it on a piece of paper and we'll, that could be the social tonight. Who knows? I'm just saying. OKC, not in my top 3. Sorry. But I got to be consistent, right? People got on the Celtics for their run. I'm going to do the same thing about Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I think the problem if you're someone that's going to defend OKC is they got taken to 2 Game 7s. That's not a bad thing to win 2 Game 7s. Obviously, that's great. They won their first title ever, but you did get taken to 2 Game 7s. I think that does take you down a notch when it comes to all-time teams and all-time playoff runs.
But remember the guys who tapped out against the Celtics? Because everybody was, well, Joe, you're the guy who said that everybody taps out. They did. For a year and a half, everybody did. Instead, the Celtics tapped out to the New York Knicks. Without Jason Tatum. Now, they were probably going to lose the series, Tatum or not. We don't know that, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
They were going to lose.
People want Cornette to get the max in our chat. Prince Humperdinck, always coming up with the funny stuff. Hey, did you see the odds for next year? I got them for you. Who's the leader in the East? We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 9.
All right, back here on 98.5, the Sports Hub. Testing. Is this thing on? Is anybody out there tonight? I mean, maybe I'm giving like the best analysis of all time because nobody's calling. I got, like, hey, Joe, I love when you do that. Like, what's up? Are you bored? Red Sox, NBA? I'll change. I'll change. Let's talk a little gambling. How about that? NBA odds for 2026. I keep looking for the Celtics. I don't see them. How about the Oklahoma City Thunder are the favorites to win the championship again? Plus 240, this according to DraftKings. Coming in second. Tied for second. The New York Knicks. And the Houston Rockets at plus 750. The Cavs are in there at 900. The Timberwolves are plus 1,400. The Lakers are plus 6. The Orlando Magic are ahead of the Boston Celtics, everybody. The Orlando Magic are ahead of the Boston Celtics. The Pacers also ahead of the Celtics. And then it's Boston and Denver. Followed by Golden State. How the mighty have fallen. The Celtics have been the favorites, essentially, besides Oklahoma City this year, for 2 years in a row. I understand Jason Tatum's out for the year. This team's still good. Do people just think they're going to just fall down like that? Did everybody just get dramatically better? I don't have to play the green card. I don't believe the New York Knicks are the second favorites in the NBA. Sorry. Out. O-U-T, out. We'll do in or out later on tonight. I do want to get into the Houston Rockets coming up in a little bit. But the Lakers? The Lakers are ahead of the Celtics. The Lakers! Hey, maybe it's that new ownership. I don't know. Can you believe those odds? By the way, the Eastern Conference is wide open this year. So the Pacers are not going to have Tyrese Halliburton to start the year. I think that's going to affect them. That is going to impact them, no doubt. Is Cleveland the favorite again? Would you just insert Cleveland right into the mix? Is that where they belong? But this love for the Orlando Magic after a Desmond Bane trade? So the Pacers don't have Halliburton. The Bucks don't have Lillard. The Celtics don't have Tatum. So Orlando's the team that climbs the ranks? Get out of here. Your thoughts on that at 617-779-0985. Oh, there was a trade. Yes, I was live on the air with one Dan Lifshatz. I instantly reacted to it. You guys can react to it as well. I'm just going to throw out a good old sports radio question. Would you rather be the Houston Rockets or the Boston Celtics? We'll get into that coming up on the other side. You can call in 617-779-0985. You can also join our chat. I want to know for next year and beyond, Celtics or Rockets. We'll hit the headline here. No commercials. And we'll continue this conversation on the other side. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Telfair Tire Studios, WBZ FM and HD1.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Beasley Media Group Station.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox back in action tonight. They take on the Angels. Walker Buehler is on the mound tonight. Mason Lowry got an extension, just over $3 million with the Boston Bruins. Really nothing else is going on besides it's really hot. Oh, Daniel Gafford of the Mavericks just got a 3-year, $60 million contract extension. Headlines there brought to you by Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipelining. Drains by James, slow drain, clog drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
And that is the way that the Bruins season will end.
In Game 6, New York 119, Boston 81.
The Bruins and Celtics face off seasons full of question. Who stays? Who's traded? Who's drafted? And what it all means for next season. We've got it covered. And you can talk about it here. Boston's home for sports. The Sports Hub.
It was my second fried clam of the summer, for those that are asking. Because it's officially summer now, right? We're like officially in the summer season. So normally I do things during the day, but today, you know what? I had a friend, Hooch, who said, "Hey, Joe, let's go to the beach." And I said, "You know what? Let's go." He came home from the Fish concert, which I want nothing to do with. Nothing at all. All right, I asked the question, everybody. Who you got? Celtics or Rockets going forward? Who would you rather have? And for those who didn't hear the news yesterday, the Houston Rockets traded for Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant has an option. He can pick up a 2-year option. So he can pick that up. And I don't know what the financial situation is for the Rockets, but they're going to stay under the first apron. They gave up Jalen Green, making $33 million, which I did not know at the time. So he's making $33 million. They give up the number 10 overall pick. Dylan Brooks means nothing, and they gave up 5 second-round picks. So guys, I you know what? I don't like the Phoenix Suns. I don't like their GM. I don't like the way they operate. I don't know how many coaches they've had over the last few years. I know that their owners have a lot of money to blow. Did they get enough for Kevin Durant? A. And B. This move for Houston, do you know what the feedback I got yesterday was? Durant stinks. What's Durant done? The Durant's blah, blah. Do you know that Kevin Durant literally has averaged over 25 points a game, I think, his whole entire career? His entire career. But he stinks.
Yeah, I'd argue he's the third best player of this generation. It's LeBron, Steph, KD.
Literally.
And he can still score, and that's what they need. He puts the ball in the hoop.
Do people forget that the Phoenix Suns went to the NBA Finals? Now they lost.
They were up 2-0, I believe, too. I could be wrong, but I think they were up 2-0 in that series.
They were who Bucks won. They were underdogs. Remember, we looked this up. Phoenix was a favorite. Now I got people coming at me about the SGA stat stuff already. I'll save that for later. We're going to talk to Bryson. Bryson, should I give him credit now?
Yes.
Bryson Akins of the Thunder or whatever he works for. Of the Thunder. I'm just going to call it the Thunder. Our intern, our former intern. You believe this, Luke? Our former intern. Played baseball for Emerson, graduated, now works for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he's joining us on the show tonight as a guest. Can you believe that? He even wrote today in a big tweet, "My life's coming full circle." Now, he congratulated us when the Celtics won, so we'll congratulate him. Anyways, getting back to the trade. I think this bolsters Houston. And, dude, I think they could make another move if they really want to. I originally thought that this move takes Jaylen Brown out of the equation. Does it? I think this brings Giannis into the equation. I think this brings other people in. I don't think Houston's done. But I'll tell you right now, I think OKC will still be the favorites in the West. I think the Houston Rockets with Ime Udoka extended, with Amen Thompson's going to play defense. Şengün can play defense. They have other guys that Kevin Durant is going to bolster the Rockets. I think it's a great move for him. You, sir.
Yeah, I mean, but to your original question, Rockets or Celtics, I think, next year, sure, I would take the Rockets, but long term, I still would lean Celtics with Tatum and Brown. Tatum's only going to be, 20, 28, 29 when he's fully healthy. Jalen will be 31. I still think their window still exists. I trust Brad, but looking at the Rockets next year, Van Vliet, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, Durant, Sengun, that's a pretty damn good starting five right there.
Sam, their big man, Adams.
Sengun. Oh, well, yep, Steven Adams.
He just re-signed.
Yep. They have Whitmore, who's a good player.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go after, I don't know if it will happen. I think Giannis is a big fish. I think Jaylen Brown's still in the you'd have to give up Amen Thompson, et cetera.
Well,
it would be a 3-team trade, too.
Yeah, that's the only thing about Houston that I'm not exactly sure, because Van Vliet's an older guy, but everyone else, Sengun, Jabari Smith, and Amen Thompson are fairly young players. So are you going for it now with Van Vliet and Durant adding to that core? I almost wonder if I think they're a very, very good team, but it just feels like they're I don't want to say they're in the middle, because they're going to be a upper top half team, top 3 team in the West potentially. But is it enough? That's what I'm just not sure of. And then you're relying on Durant's health again, which is a scary thing at his age. But I'm with you, Joe. Durant is still an incredible player, and I heard a little of you and Lift Shots yesterday going over the return, and I've seen mixed reports on the return, but I think the return is really, what did you think Durant was worth, and how do you view Jalen Green? Because I think Jalen Green, I'm with you, $33 million. That kind of blew me away when I found that out. That's a lot of money. But I think he's a very good player. I don't know if he can be a great player, but to get a guy that's 22, 23 under your control that could ascend to be a star, that's kind of the move you have to make when you're trading a guy like Durant. But the problem is with Phoenix's roster, you have Booker, Bradley Beal, and now Jalen Green. It's the 3 Spider-Mans pointing at each other. It's how many basketballs are the Phoenix Suns going to play with? So, yeah, that's the problem there.
I would trade Jalen Green if I were them.
And I saw a lot of that yesterday. I think Zach Lowe even said that, but and I wish I could remember his name, but the Houston Rockets number 1 beat guy said that's not happening. Or the Suns number 1 beat guy said that's not happening.
Just to be fair to Jalen Green, I think he's a lottery tickets guy.
I'm kind of with you on that. Yeah.
He averaged 21 points a game, but there are some deficiencies to his game, right? He does shoot about 34% from 3, so he's not the greatest 3-point shooter. But yeah, he was in that Rookie of the Year conversation a couple of years ago. He averaged 20 points per game for his career. He's a fine player. I just think he's all right. So Jalen Williams, who just played for the Thunder, he's somewhat inconsistent, but a good player, great player. I still think Jalen Green's below him. The 10th overall pick probably helps Phoenix, right? Those 5 second round picks will help them. Now, who would you rather be? The Celtics or the Rockets? I think the Rockets is the answer. When you're a young team, right, and you get all those draft picks and you've rebuilded, don't you try to add veterans with young players, with a solid coach, with a philosophy? I know that, Ime and Durant, I think, were together, right, with the Brooklyn squad. I can't remember. Yeah, they were. Ime's a defensive coach. That team needed another scorer. They needed a shooter. I personally think Şengün's their best player. I think they're going to build around Amen Thompson and Şengün. Durant's just going to be their 25 points per game tonight, guy on the line. He's not going to defend. We were talking about who they should go? They should get Marcus Smart. They should try to get another. I know, right?
Well, they just got rid of Dylan Brooks, right? So, you're replacing one defensive guard with another.
All right, but one's better.
Smart just hasn't been healthy. And, obviously Boston big Marcus Smart fans, but he hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been the same guy.
Chris Middleton extended today there, which is
it was a player option, right?
He picked it up.
I think it was his. He said, I'll take the check.
Yeah, and then he's going to get but he could be another option. There's guys that can be option. for the people that are saying Durant doesn't play defense, he doesn't have to. He doesn't. Now, in the playoffs, I bet you he will play D. I would take the Rockets, A, because of their coach, B, because Şengün is awesome. He's a big. Amen Thompson, I still think they could throw out there in a big-time trade. Like Giannis. I'm talking Jaylen Brown, somebody big like that. Does Durant want to be paired with someone? Has it worked? It hasn't always worked. But I kind of think they should keep their young core with Durant. I think it can work. The answer is the Rockets. The coach of the Celtics is interesting, right? I believe it was reported over the weekend. I got to find who wrote it. Mazzulla's going into the last year of his deal. Do you think that's going to happen? We'll get into that in a little bit. The other thing is, what is the Celtics roster? They're without Jason Tatum this year. I'd rather be the Rockets. I actually almost can't believe I'm saying that. Is that your answer too, Skaz?
For next season, yes. Not long term.
Okay.
The West is much, much more difficult than the Eastern Conference.
Well, can we get into the East in a little bit?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you want to be the Rockets, like you're going through the Lakers, the Timberwolves, Denver with Jokic still, OKC, like you still got Steph hanging around. Like the West is much more of a gauntlet than the Eastern Conference right now.
That Eastern Conference is wide open. Until the great wide open. Justin's in Lynn.
Hey, Joe.
Yo.
Hey, Joe. I just had a thought on the NBA Finals last night. I was devastated to see Halliburton go down. You never want to see anybody get hurt like that the way he did. But I give credit to the Thunder because they played well defensively and they were able to shoot pretty much good numbers throughout the game. And I was happy to see them win a first title. I wanted your thoughts.
Oh, who would you rather be, Rockets or the Celtics?
Well, I think I'm with Chaz. I'd rather be the Rockets of this year and then the Celtics moving forward. That's where I would land.
You're the man, Justin. Thank you, sir. All right, well, I guess we can do all that. Joe, you're trying to be different for views. Not a chance in France. The Rockets are better. Noah Cox, who wrote that in chat, I get paid nothing for views. I don't get anything for views, Noah. We've gotten one phone call all night. I don't get paid for phone calls either. I don't get paid for no. Somebody said, I know it's mandatory for you to talk about that. Nope, nothing's mandatory. Like the belief of people like in radio business is wild. It really is wild. Joe, you're doing this for views. No, I actually believe that the Rockets improved their team by getting Kevin Durant. Is that really hot? I know it's hot outside, but was that a hot take? The Rockets are better with Kevin Durant than Jalen Green. Is that a hot take? I didn't realize that was like a scorcher for views, which I don't get paid for. We don't get paid for that stuff. You know who gets paid for that stuff, Noah? People who write for newspapers or write for publications or things that have, monthly subscriptions. They get paid for that stuff, not us. Shout out the New England Free Jacks, who are going to a final again. All right, we'll take a quick break. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray.
18-1. Ooh. Okay. Somebody wrote, "You go, girl," to me. Okay. Airing straight facts right now. The Thunder achievements versus last season's Celtics. Somehow the Thunder are asterisk-free, despite many parallels to the Celtics' asterisk 2024 championship. I'm just underwhelmed. That's all. I'm underwhelmed. Can we now say, though, that the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trade from the Clippers to Oklahoma City for Paul George might go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history, or just history?
Do you have it in front of you?
I can get it, yeah.
Because it is, when you read it out, it is staggering.
And the thing is SGA was like no slouch out of college. Like, he was a decent player, right? Like, he, it's so funny because I saw a graphic for it. It was really good. Like, just looking at what the trade actually was. Hang on. Oh, here it is. I got it right here. This from Pickswise. It was Paul George going to the Clippers for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, 1, 2, 3, 3 Clippers first-round picks, 2 Miami first-round picks, and then pick swaps with the Clippers in 2023 and 2025. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 first-round picks. 7 for SGA and Danilo Gallinari for Paul George. So the Clippers got Paul George, who does a podcast, if you didn't know. And people wonder why he doesn't play well, but does his podcast. So that's another thing. Again, SGA, Danilo Gallinari, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first-round picks, and then 2 of the Miami first-round picks. That is got to be the worst trade. Now, Sam Presti's a genius. Like, I would say he's the best executive in the game. I remember people wouldn't deal with Danny Ainge years ago. I'd be afraid to deal with Sam Presti now. And not to mention, he had Kevin Durant. He had Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Jeff Green. He traded for Kendrick Perkins at one point. Reggie Jackson was a first-round pick. And they also went to an NBA Finals and lost. This might go down as one of the worst trades in the history of sport. Wow. What a monster. What a just absolute disaster of a trade. Horrible. Anyways, the Celtics. This is from Brian Robb today, our good friend over at Mass Live. Celtics are allowed to begin negotiating with their own free agents today. So where do things stand ahead of the NBA start of free agency? We'll get into that story coming up in a second here. Let's talk to our man, Tyler. He's in Lowell. What's up, Tyler?
Hey, how's it going? I heard you comparing the Rockets and the Celtics. I feel like there would be good room still for the Rockets and the Celtics to be good trade partners. I feel like we were talking about Dylan Brooks got traded, and I feel like Drew Holiday, a proven glue guy on 2 championship teams, if they wanted to go in, that'd be an easy piece for them to get. And they still have a lot of young guys that are kind of going to be riding the bench that I think have a high ceiling, like Cam Whitmore or Tyre Eason. I think Jabari Smith Jr. would also be someone that we would want because he's a position we need, and he's still younger.
He's big.
Correct. But I think we'd probably have to give up more than Holiday, and I probably wouldn't rule out Brown as someone they'd look for as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Jabari Smith. If you did give up Holiday for Smith, they're taking on the money. They'd go over the apron. Celtics would get a young big that could probably start. He'd probably come off the bench, but they don't have much right now. So,
and he was a top 3 pick, right?
Yeah, you know what's funny? Holiday probably really would be a good mix for them. He'd also be like somewhat of their, like backup point guard in that sense too. Maybe like a mentor for Amen Thompson. Yeah, like Amen Thompson could probably still come off the bench and be what he is.
Correct.
Huh. That's a good thought, Tyler.
Thank you.
Here we are talking about Jaylen Brown and other guys. Why not Drew Holiday?
Yeah. Once again, literally 2 teams since 2020 that Drew Holiday helped to get over the edge.
Tyler, best call.
I feel like a lot of teams would look for that.
Best call of the night, Tyler. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. It's no offense to Justin, who's a regular here, but that was the best call of the night. And Matt is in Charlestown. He wants to tell us about all the Paul George trades that have been blockbusters.
Hey, Joe. Love the show.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm driving right now, so I can't look it up, but I think Paul George was traded for a haul twice. Because I remember earlier in his career, before the Clippers, he either signed like a supermax contract or something, or he got traded for a haul, and I remember thinking, he's not worth that much.
Yeah, he got traded for Domantas Sabonis, right? Victor Oladipo, and a bunch of other stuff.
That's crazy. That guy, talk about a guy who's like never been more than like a very good player that keeps getting hauls.
Yeah, you remember when the Pacers wouldn't make the trade with the Celtics? The Celtics had this big blueprint about acquiring Paul George, but the Pacers GM wouldn't do it.
We dodged the bullet there. Love the show, bud.
Thanks,
Keep it up.
man. What do you got there, Skaz?
Yeah, and I'm glad that caller just brought it up, but that was the Paul George finals, Joe.
That's right.
He was traded
Pacers,
to Indiana for Oladipo and Sabonis. The Pacers traded Sabonis for Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, wow, that's
right. So
right.
they got Tyrese Halliburton out of that Paul George trade, and the Thunder got SGA out of their Paul George trade. So that was the thank you, Paul George finals.
Yeah. And Victor Oladipo got another ACL tear.
Yeah, I know you have your personal, with Victor Oladipo because he cost you that bet that's on the air still.
I think I might have mentioned this to you, but I was at a card show and I had a Victor Oladipo, I have like a bargain bin, where people can kind of try to find some $2 to $10 good little buys. And I had a Victor Oladipo autographed Miami Heat card, and I died laughing when someone goes, "Hey, I'll give you $10 for this." I said, "Deal."
You can have it.
I laughed. And I go, "Hey, just so you know, I got that card because someone sent it to me because they thought it would be funny if I had it." And I made $10 off it.
A spite card.
A spite card that I laughed about, made $10 off of, that I got for free. That's a $10 profit, Skaz. In this world, it's a nice little bump there. The Celtics begin free agency negotiations with 2 key reserves. What's going to happen to Al Horford? Oh, this cap sheet's wild, by the way. Jason Tatum makes $54 million. Jaylen Brown makes $53. Drew Holiday makes $32. Porzingis $30. Derek White's $28. And then it falls down. It goes to Hauser $10. Pritchard $7. Shireman, Tillman, Cada. So Al Horford's previous salary was $9.5 million. Does Al Horford come back? It has to be for a lower number, right? Like $5 million. Can he even get like he has bird rights, right? So they can kind of sign him to whatever they want. If he's staying put in Boston, he probably would get something just above the minimum, I believe. I don't know how they're going to do that one. Luke Cornett was previously at the veteran minimum. It's probably going to be, and he's bird rights. The thing with him being bird rights, it doesn't affect the tax, right? Isn't that like a manipulation to the cap or something? I don't know.
This is when we need either B-Rob or Keith to come in and help us.
Well, tomorrow night we'll have Eli Hershkovitz. He's from, where is he from? He's from a bunch of places. One of our best college basketball guys that we have. So we'll have him on tomorrow night. I'm excited about that.
Joe, just on the veterans minimum, it's projected to be $3.6 million next year.
Wow.
So that would be a much lower number than his $9.5.
Eli's from Lineups and Katina Media. Does a ton of college sports for them. He's going to join us tomorrow night. But yeah, Mass Live has a whole breakdown. Torrey Craig. Veterans minimum as well. I don't know if he's back, but he does date Megan Thee Stallion. And Cardi B and our man, Mr. Stephon Diggs. Maybe maybe they can get a little of that going. I think that would be fun. Those two in town, you never know what could happen. Anyways, there's our Celtics talk for the night. Feel free to call in 617-779-0985. It was a interesting weekend for one quarterback in the league. We'll tell you who that quarterback is after Sports Hub headlines here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox in action tonight. Walker Buehler is on the mound for the Sox, taking on the Angels of Anaheim. We got In or Out coming up next. A man named Mike Jones. Do you think that's his real name? Mike Jones in our chat says, anyone with eyes can tell Holiday's washed up. It was a terrible call. Holiday was bad in the playoffs. He lost a step. Can't lose a step when defense is specialty. That was me paraphrasing. Seems like a lot of teams want Drew Holiday. Every time I hear it, it's Drew Holiday this and Drew Holiday. Well, Michael Corleone said this, and then Michael Corleone said that.
Yeah, I mean, if he's washed, then you should be happy if the Celtics can trade him, right?
Well, the Dallas trade that we discussed a little while, the Dallas signing of Gafford, means that they're probably out of the Drew Holiday the trade. Because with Cooper Flagg coming in, he takes up a lot of their salary cap now. If they draft him number 1 overall. Wink. People are really down on this. I can't believe the odds. Our chat talking about the Celtics. The Celtics were disappointing this year. They were still a good team. Oh, I love it. It's going to be a great little off season this year. I did throw out the question: would you rather the Houston Rockets or the Boston Celtics right now? Which team would you prefer? Tom's in Quincy. He has a thought. Tom?
What up? Listen, man. Obviously, the Rockets window is just now opening, and the Celtics, unfortunately, it's closing a lot quicker than we thought. And frankly, my disappointment with this team is just not taking advantage of their opportunities. Like the Pierce era and Garnett era, they were losing to Kobe and LeBron. You could understand that they went to 2 finals and only won one of them. Where this Celtics team, I mean, they're losing to the 8th seed Heat. You know what I mean? They're blowing a series to the Knicks, who had some talent, but the Celtics should have been coached better. They should have played better. They should have executed better. It's really sad to see. I wish I could.
I was going to say, if I may, the Big Three also lost to the Carmelo New York Knicks.
They did their last year, right? I think I was at that Game 6 where the Knicks put us to bed. I think I was there.
They also swept the Pacers that were just in the finals.
They did, but they also lost to an 8th seed. They also lost to Miami a few years prior to that as well. Mm-hmm. And frankly, Jimmy Butler and the Heat, they had no business being in those finals. But why were they there? Because of balls, Joe. They had balls. We just don't have any balls.
Could it be coaching? Oh, he dropped the balls and then hung up. Got no balls. Well, where I was going to go with this segment was Drake May got married. Got married over the weekend. He got engaged and married in within 5 months. Which means he's ready for camp. Well, the good news is, can he go on a honeymoon? What's his honeymoon? Well, what's going to happen now? Is it 3 more weeks till camp starts? So, I guess you can't get on Drake May anymore for not showing up or leaving. And he already had his wedding, so really your expectations should be that Drake May will always be there. Because he's got nothing else to look forward to now forever and ever. He got engaged, he got married, and now he just needs to play football. I'm sure that makes some others very, very happy. I can only imagine who's happy about that. But good for Drake May, you know? I wonder, did he wear a Tar Heel blue suit? I wonder where he got that thing from. I got a guy if he wants. I got a suit guy. Need a guy with a suit? I got you. People just, our chat is just, our chat didn't like Tom from Quincy. They didn't like him. They said boo to Tom. All right, well, this should be an interesting call here. I see Luke writing in on our call screener. Sounds like someone's determined to speak to us. So once you put that in there, Luke, I will be okay. It's a different name than on the call screen, but this is Richie and Holden. Hello, Richie.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
I'm out here at Holden Hills, working my shift at the golf course. Just wanted to call in, listen to your show. Wanted to talk about the Rockets and the Celtics.
How is Holden Hills these days?
Holden Hills is a great golf course. I love working here. It's a beautiful night outside, even though it's a little warm, but good place to play.
What do you do? Our intern Luke works at a golf course too.
All right. Currently, I'm out night watering the fairways because it's been the heat wave. You got to keep them wet,
So they hire you at night to water down the greens.
Hey, I work grounds crew too, so I'm here in the day, but I come at night to water the fairways.
All right. Well, that sounds like is that a summer job or year round?
Hey, it's summer job. I'm in college. I go to Syracuse.
Oh, Syracuse! Huh? You trying to get into sports media?
Not maybe, but this is my debut, so we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, what do you got for us?
Your question: would I rather be the Rockets or the Celtics right now? It's still the Celtics. It's always been the Celtics. The Celtics are the balls. It's not the Rockets. They just traded away a young talent, Jalen Green. He was good for the team. Kevin Durant. It's just not worked on any team, man.
Do you know the record, the statistics of one Kevin Durant?
He has great statistics, man. He's a fantastic player. No one's doubting that. It's just the Nets, the Suns. Like, what team has it worked on? What team are they really getting anywhere in the playoffs? What team is it going anywhere?
About the Golden State Warriors.
The Golden State Warriors was a decade ago, pal. I mean, I'm 19. I was like 8 when that happened. Like, I mean, yeah, we can talk about the Golden State Warriors if you want, but I don't think it's anything talking about 2025 here.
So you mean to tell me that you think that he's regressing?
I mean, he's a great player. With the assets that the Rockets traded away to get Kevin Durant, it's like, what's their long-term plan here? Like, is he going to play for you for 5 years? I'm not sure.
Well, let me ask you this: you're spitballing. It's your debut, as you said. What would tell me where he's regressing? Kevin Durant.
I mean, again, that's not what I'm necessarily saying. His stats are there. His points, assists, rebounds. You can talk about what you want, but are you really trying to build around a 30-whatever-year-old Kevin Durant?
Well,
and
can we just talk about how the Celtics tried to put in veterans with Tatum and Brown, with many guys, Kyrie Irving, Al Horford, Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker. And
it worked with just Al Horford.
What's that?
And I mean, Al Horford's special. Al Horford. He got that chip with us. He got that ring. Al is my personal messiah. I will say that.
Your personal messiah?
Al's the boy. I mean, listen, I love Al Horford. I can't overstate it.
So 2019 was when Kevin Durant won a championship,
and that's beautiful. And it's a different world. 2019.
Well, you said 10 years ago. I just want to be accurate.
That's true. I'll give you that. I apologize. I'm not quite looking at the books. I'm changing the fairway sprinklers here.
I know. Listen, while you're spraying the sprinklers, let me just give you some of the numbers, okay? Kevin Durant, Brooklyn and Phoenix, 5 years, okay? 27 points per game, 30 points per game, 29 points per game, 29.7 points per game, 26, 27, 27 last year.
How many rings you got at the Suns?
Well, they went to let me just say, they went to a finals and they lost to Giannis.
That's true. I'll give you that.
So so he stinks. And the Celtics are the balls.
The Celtics are always the balls. You know that. We know that. Everyone knows that.
Al Horford is the Messiah.
I mean, your words, not mine. I mean. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
What's at the 19th grade? What do you got at the 19th hole tonight? What do we got going on there?
19th hole, man. I just told you I'm 19. I'm in college. I don't.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking on the clock, my friend.
Some of those takes, bro. I don't know. Is that your buddy, Luke? No? Okay. All right. Well, Matt's in Everett. Matt.
Jeez, he's in college. He's working his summer job, and he's on the greens, and he's not taking a little hit here or there. I mean, that's tough. Joe, always good to talk to you. But before I get to my Missoula take, chicken ziti and broccoli with the Alfredo sauce or the garlic and oil sauce?
I prefer Alfredo all the time.
All right. Well,
Are you making it for me?
I'll make it for you anytime. I make a fantastic olive and oil sauce with the chef's kiss.
What kind of oil are we talking? Like a vegetable? What kind of oil?
Let's see, my thing is, you'd never know by looking at me, but I'm half Sicilian, so you really got to fry the garlic.
Do I know you?
I just do a little EVOO.
Do I know you?
No.
We don't know each other. But you're from Everett.
No. I'm from Everett. I know Bird very well. Bird's my guy.
All right.
Yeah.
I know Bird too.
I know that. But I saw our boy Tim McCullen over at the Special Olympics a couple weeks back. He's a stand-up dude.
That was Matt McCarthy, but yes.
No, that was Tim McCullen. I didn't see McCarthy.
Oh, it was Tim McCullen.
Oh,
I apologize. Matt McCarthy is one of the ambassadors, so that's why I assumed Matt. And you know what they say when you assume?
Yeah, I don't think that's good for talk radio.
So wait, so you're an oil over Alfredo?
If you asked me 10 years ago, I'd say Alfredo 10 out of 10, right? But there's a good little place in Medford. Right, and I kind of picked the chef's Avellino's right on Mystic Ave.
Dude, I know Avellino's. I know the menu inside and out.
It's a shame I haven't run into you there yet. But I mean, yeah. I picked the chef's brain, and he gave me a couple points. It's not as good as his, but that turned me from Alfredo's to garlic and oil. It's phenomenal.
Well, there's a lot of stuff in Medford that I would recommend. Bob's Deli is number one.
Yep.
The chicken parm on a braided roll is absolutely just spectacular.
I had that for dinner on my way home from work tonight. Not on the braided roll. No, I got the lodge. I pulled over at Tufts and watched them play lacrosse while I stuffed my fat face.
The last time I went in there, they said, "Hey, Joe, what are you talking about tonight?" And I said, "Hey, chicken parms."
chicken parm and Bob's, baby.
Yeah. Oasis is very good. You ever been there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. With the bread that they have there, I don't know what they call it. If it's Portuguese bread or whatever it is, that stuff's phenomenal.
Yeah, yes. Yep. Is Pacelli still there?
Pacelli's across the street. Yeah, and they got some new high-end pizza joint on the corner. I'm too rich. I'm not that ritzy. I like the dive bars and the real seedy joints. That's where I do my best work.
Did you have a sports take?
Yes, yeah. So, Jesus Christ! I feel like I'm talking to one of my buddies. So, enough with the Houston comparison to the Celtics, right? I think we go apples to apples, and we say, who would you rather be next year? Would you rather be the Pacers, best player out with a torn Achilles, or the Celtics, best player out with a torn Achilles? And I will say this: Jaylen Brown is the best player on both teams, but don't forget Rick Carlisle. X's and O's. Those guys play hard. Missoula is going to... First of all, I can't stand Missoula. He is going to be exposed. And if the Celtics, mainly Brad Stevens, is worth his weight in gold, he better pull the trigger if Missoula and the team is struggling, because it's going to be on your boy Missoula.
My boy. Thanks, Matt. My boy, huh? Maybe tomorrow night, Skaz, we can get into Joe Missoula's future. Ryan is in Rutland. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, love the show. I'm just thinking, obviously I think Drew Holiday might need to go for money reasons and age, but I don't know why people are so against, letting Jaylen Brown be that 1A guy on the team in a year without Tatum. I think it could be really good for him to see, the league scheme against him as the number one guy for a year and get the ball more in his hands. I think it'd help more in the long run with these two.
What if it's bad?
Well, if it's bad, then we have a problem. But, he's still a finals MVP, and he showed up in big moments as still that 1B in a lot of people's eyes. I think you give it a shot. I don't think you give up.
Okay. What are you eating tonight?
Just a burger at home, Nothing crazy.
Anything on it?
Some cheese, pickles, mustard, ketchup, the usual.
What kind of roll?
Brioche bun, as a matter of fact.
Oh, I love a brioche.
Yeah. Colby Jack cheese, too, so, that's...
You're doing it right.
Yeah.
Any French fries or anything?
Nah, it's just something quick.
All right, Ryan. Well, I appreciate you.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you. Burgers. I like burgers. Still thinking about that guy on the Holden Hills. How many times have we heard the word balls tonight?
Just for, being factual, Joe, Kevin Durant not on the Suns team that went to the NBA Finals.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In 2021. That was Mikal Bridges was a big part of that team, and Ayton, I think, and Booker.
I was wrong, huh?
Chris Paul, I think, was on that team.
Oh, so Chris Paul went to a final.
He lost, as he normally does.
So Kevin Durant was on a team that I said he wasn't on. Wasn't on a team that I said he was. Is that a mistake?
I mean, he was on the Suns at one point, just not
I
in
just
20.
can't tell when.
Yeah.
Was he hurt when the Suns went? So the Suns went to a final and then traded for Kevin Durant and then did nothing.
Kevin Durant was on the Brooklyn Nets in 2021.
And they got swept by the Celtics, right?
I believe so.
Jason Tatum with the game-winning shot for those who don't say he's clutch. Was that what happened?
I believe so.
Got it. All right, Skaz. Well, you know what we're going to do here? We do it every night at this time. That burger sounds really good that guy was talking about. Not to mention Avellino's oil. I like to go oil with my bread, Alfredo with my pasta. That means I get the best of both worlds. We'll take a quick break. And after this, we got In or Out coming up next on the Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Sports! Red Sox are in action now, about a half hour or so to go. Take on the Angels. Walker Buehler will be on the mound. Mason Low ride. Boom, 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 3.2 million. Boom, 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 boom. And Daniel Gafford got $20 million a year for 3 years with the Mavericks, which probably puts them out of the Drew Holiday sweepstakes. Headlines, they are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Don't put off losing weight this summer. Reach your goal during the easiest season for weight loss. Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer. I'm Joe Murray. It is time for In or Out.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is... Fan base. For 9:20, I told them we would. Let's do... Well, we're playing a game, but you know what? This guy, Jason and Derry.
I know it's not in the chip, but it was a pretty big stage. Gordon Hayward to open the season against the Celtics was nasty.
So I would say first game of the year to the last game of the year would be not out.
You remember when Tom Brady tore his ACL in the first game of the season?
Next.
All right, Joe, we're going to head to everybody's good friend at the Sports Hub, Jim Gray.
Tom.
One Jim Gray.
Get you headphones, bro. Do you have earbuds? Do you have them now? No. You know what what was rule 101 for all the interns, guys?
I don't know.
Bring headphones.
Was that number one?
I don't know, actually. Should we make an outline?
Yeah, maybe a template.
The number one rule of intern club is to bring headphones?
I mean, I'm sure there's headphones back here
somewhere. There are headphones in front of you right there, yeah. Those are headphones.
We'll get them set up.
But imagine if he heard what we were saying and had a thought.
Well, he can hear you just when my mic is not on. It's only when I turn my mic on that he can't hear you because it would bleed through. Inside radio.
Okay.
Not very interesting.
All right, Bryson said ready when you are. So let's go to break, and we'll talk to Bryson Akins next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
Well, the Celtics are no longer NBA champions. So now there's a new champion in town. And it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. And our former intern, his name is Bryson. He is from Oklahoma City. He loves the Thunder. He congratulated us when the Celtics won, so now we will congratulate him that the Oklahoma City Thunder are NBA champions. Bryson, hello, sir.
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
You still fired up, man?
You said, congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder on being NBA champions there, and I started to tear up again. I haven't slept in a good 32 hours. I've been crying about this, and I know a lot of people say, it's just basketball. The Thunder mean more than just a basketball team to the people here. This is one thing. Nembhard and Nesmith, anytime they drove in, they would embellish contact to get some calls. Nembhard shot almost 12 this basketball perspective. There is a common saying, though, don't jump. Don't fall for the pump fake. That's simple. If you fall for the pump fake, a lot of these great guards, they'll realize it, and they'll accept the contact and go to the line. It started with Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan then started doing the same thing. Then D. Wade adopted it. D. Wade's one of the biggest free throw merchants of all time, but he doesn't have that label.
Okay, Bryson, do you think that people will criticize the Thunder's road and criticize the Thunder for being underwhelming?
If you are not a fan of a team that won the championship, no matter what, you're going to criticize it for something. The only team that will never receive the criticism for it are the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers, because they came back down 3-1. It was never done before in the NBA Finals. They'll be the only team that does not get criticized for it. 2019, the Raptors won and beat a Warriors team without Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. 2020, LeBron James and the Lakers beat a Miami Heat team without Bam Adebayo. 2021, we can keep going on there. It's just every team has played against another team that has dealt with injuries. It happens all the time. When you play 82 games in a year and then you go on into the postseason with barely any rest, that just happens. It's an unfortunate part of the game. Injuries happen. And then I will also say teams need to prepare for those sorts of situations and realize, look, this happens. We need to realize what we can do if we can really win some games without this certain player. And I think the Pacers proved that last night, keeping it a close game against the Thunder. The Thunder also proved that in the regular season. Chet Holmgren missed 50 games. Isaiah Hartenstein missed 28 games. Alex Caruso missed 20 games as well. So the Thunder dealt with a ton of injuries this regular season as well, and they ended up winning 68 games because they know how to play without certain players. They've practiced those kinds of things, and the Pacers did the same thing as well. You saw it last night. So my simple answer to that is injuries are going to happen. Learn how to play without a certain player in your system.
Okay, we're talking with Bryson Akins, our former intern, who was here during the Celtics championship. Did you see any similarities between Jason Tatum and SGA in this final?
I think I saw more similarities between Jalen Williams and Tatum. And that's not discredit Tatum at all. I just think their style of play is very similar. Both are amazing two-way players that get it done on both ends of the court. So that's where I saw things. And yeah, Tatum had a great series. He wasn't the best player for the Celtics, in my opinion, in that championship run. A lot of people forgot about Jaylen Brown, so I thought he played better overall. So I saw more similarities between Shea and Jaylen Brown, and then Jason Tatum and Jalen Williams.
Okay.
And that's mainly because of a style of play thing, in my opinion.
Okay. So basically, kiss the ring.
Pretty much. I mean, at the end of the day, injuries happen, and it sucks. Yes, 100%. However, all right, if you really thought the Memphis Grizzlies down 2-0 with Ja Morant still healthy were going to beat that Thunder team after losing by almost 60 in Game 1, I'm sorry, you might just not know basketball at that point. That wasn't happening. Aaron Gordon tweaked his hamstring, yes. In Game 7, they lost by almost 40. If Aaron Gordon was healthy, does that really change much in that final game right there? Probably not. In the Western Conference Finals, what was the excuse there? Everyone was healthy there, and the Thunder dominated. And then that final series, it was all going well. No injuries whatsoever between the teams. Yes, Jarvis Walker was injured, but he's been injured for quite a long time now. So it wasn't really a factor going into that. And it's not like he would have changed the outcome severely. He didn't really play much for the Pacers at all to begin with. And it was like the injury narrative wasn't a factor until Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles in Game 7. Mm-hmm. So I think the perfect way I can sum it up, Kevin Durant had an amazing tweet about it, about NBA fans. Like, NBA fans say they love basketball, then hate on every aspect of the game.
Well, I feel like that's true to people who even hate basketball. So I will.
Like, it's just you can't. I don't think you can please NBA fans whatsoever. Something's always going to annoy them, whether it's not having a Larry O'Brien trophy on the court to, oh my goodness, look at Shea foul baiting, even though Dwayne Wade did it worse during his career.
Well, you'll appreciate this, that I was killing SGA because he was horrible in fourth quarters. I was killing him. And I was comparing it to how people kill Jason Tatum. And I felt as though nobody was getting on SGA, and then he went out and had a record-breaking fourth quarter. So I swung and missed. So but I was right. So do you see why I'm trying to bring the Celtics to OKC? Like, people wanted to put down the Celtics. I completely get it. But people wanted to put down the Celtics last year. I think they were one of the greatest teams of all time.
Same, and you can say that about this Oklahoma City Thunder team this year. A lot of people, and I go back to it, people just, they say they love basketball, then hate everything about the sport if it doesn't involve their team. That's what it comes down to. The Celtics
we have people that it was
one of the best regular seasons and postseasons last year.
But people here still thought that it was the path was easy, and they got a fat Luka in the final.
My thing about the path is easy and everything. You had the most wins in the NBA last year. You're going to be the 1 seed. You're going to get rewarded for the easiest path because of that. That's just how sports work. You had the best record in your conference. You're going to get an easy path. That's how it works. And players get injured. I hate the narrative of, oh, my goodness, fake ring, put an asterisk on it. I've been saying that a lot about the Thunder. I saw that a lot about the Celtics on Twitter last year. Are we really going to discredit it because of one injury? The Thunder won 68 games. The Celtics won, 63 last year?
Yes, and 60 this year.
Yeah, that's my whole point about it. You're really going to put an asterisk on teams that had historic seasons statistically, and when you look at how many wins they had. The Thunder tied for the 4th best record in NBA history this season. They had one of the best defensive of all time. They had the
talking point is that they're built for the future. This is just the beginning. Dynasty talk, all that stuff. The Rockets make a trade for Kevin Durant yesterday. The Western Conference is loaded. It's much more difficult than the Eastern Conference. As a Thunder fan, realistically, obviously you're thinking back-to-back. They're incredible. You want to enjoy it. Enjoy the championship. I'm not trying to, speed up things. But next year in the West, Durant, if the Lakers help out Luka, a lot of things. What do you think could stop the Thunder from repeating as champions? Because they're going to be heavy favorites, I think, headed into next year.
If they don't solve the three-point shooting problem. Somehow they ended up winning the NBA championship, being one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the NBA. You don't really see that. You don't see that often whatsoever. And that's mainly due to the fact they had such a historical defense. This is also a reason I wanted them to trade for Cameron Johnson during the regular season. You had Isaiah Joe, who was a good three-point shooter, but he was averaging 7 minutes a game in the NBA Finals. He didn't play at all in, I think, Game 7 and Game 5. He didn't play at all. And he was part of a proposed trade package for Cameron Johnson, but the team didn't pull the trigger because it came down to the matter of how many draft picks you were going to give up. If they traded for Cameron Johnson, you throw him in that starting lineup or even coming off the bench as a sharp shooter, giving you 12 to 15 points a game on 40% from three, the Thunder might have only lost maybe 3 games this entire playoffs. Maybe. And it's because that would have solved their biggest problem, three-point shooting. They didn't have a reliable three-point shooter in any playoff series.
So you're telling me that the best team in the NBA needs a three-point shot?
Yes.
Okay.
That is modern-day NBA.
Just want to make sure that I heard that right on Boston Sports Radio, Bryson Akins joining us here.
I love Missoula ball. I love it.
Oh, you do?
That is modern day NBA. That's how the NBA is played now, off the 3-point shot. And the Pacers, they were thriving against Oklahoma City Thunder because they were making more 3-pointers and taking more 3-pointers than the Thunder. The closest game that I saw that I think really showcased that was Game 4. Yes, the Thunder ended up winning. They only went 3 of 16 from deep, whereas the Pacers knocked down, I think, 16 3-balls. And the Thunder ended up winning. Imagine now if they shot around 35 to 43s a game and they added in Cameron Johnson, who's a 40% 3-point shooter, who'll give you 3 to 4 threes a night.
Isn't SGA the anti-Missoula ball guy?
He is. He loves the mid-range. He brings it back to that 90 style of play, and that's the crazy thing I see with all his hate. He plays like a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant-esque player. He goes to the mid-range, he drives in and attacks the rim. And that's what every older basketball fan wanted. When they watch Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they're like, I miss this kind of basketball. Shea comes in, and all of a sudden, they hate it.
But they won.
They won. Like, that's the crazy thing. The Thunder didn't even play great in Game 7, and they still ended up winning. They shot, I think, 27% from 3.
Kind of, they had no ball.
Yeah, with Tyrese Halliburton out, that's definitely going to help.
They had no ball handler.
Yeah.
None. The defense of Oklahoma City was the difference in the second half. Anything else?
It was.
Yeah, Bryson, I'm not, fully, versed on the Thunder roster. Is there anybody they could lose this offseason?
They have everyone locked out on contract, so through free agency, no. Like, that's a short, simple answer. Through trades, they could lose draft picks or they could lose a player. It depends the route Sam Presti wants to go. It's been rumored they want to trade him in the draft to move into the top 10, potentially going for that Wizards or Nets pick. To do so, to take on a rookie this year, you need to trade someone off the team. The 3 most likely candidates I see that being are Ousmane Dieng, Dylan Jones, and then Isaiah Joe. Those are the 3 most likely guys I could see getting traded just because they've been losing minutes, not playing that much. Ousmane Dieng's been a project for 3 years now. He's constantly getting hurt and has mainly played in the G League. We haven't seen much of him. Dylan Jones is almost 24 years old, and this was his rookie year. So, then, like I said, Isaiah Joe barely played in the finals, and he signed a 4-year, I think, $40 million deal. So, just looking at it, he's barely playing. He could be sent off. Ousmane Dieng hasn't proven anything. He could be shipped off for a rookie in this year's draft. Same with Dylan Jones. No matter what, you're going to see the Thunder make a trade. You just don't know if it's going to be, let's trade some of these players to, create some roster space to take on some rookies, or let's trade our draft picks and replenish for some drafts where we don't have a ton of first-round picks, like a 2027 or 2029.
All right, Bryson. Well, you were an intern. You played baseball with Emerson. You graduated at Emerson. And
I did.
And now you are working where?
Digest Media, and then I write for Last Word on Sports.
Okay. Congratulations on your jobs. Will the Oklahoma City Thunder bring the championship to Seattle?
No. It's been clear from both fan bases that Thunder history is not Supersonics history. It's been clear on that. It's already rumored. I say rumored. I think everyone knows it's going to be confirmed that Seattle's going to get a team. But when expansion comes, whenever that may be, 4 or 5 years down the line, Seattle would get a team back. And it's been known for a while, and that's the reason they don't have Supersonics history and banners hanging up in Paycom Center, because it's not the Supersonics franchise. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're 2 completely different franchises, so there's no reason to bring it to Seattle.
Out on Seattle.
So it's just, like, you look at it, it just came down to, did the city want to pay for a new arena when they needed one? They didn't. Oklahoma City said, hey, the Hornets thrived here when they played during the hurricane season, when they didn't have a home stadium. Let's bring them over here. We already have one built that's relatively new. The city approved it, and they moved over.
All right, dude. What'd you do to party? Do you do anything? Where's the parade?
Parade's tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. I'm getting there super early to see what the vibes are like. I'm going to go jump in the canal in our downtown area. That's what everyone did to celebrate.
You're jumping in the canal?
I'm jumping in the canal.
Do you know in 2004 when the Red Sox won, a bunch of my friends jumped in the Charles River?
I love that. I'm also going to go try to get a free pair of Shea's new signature shoes. Converse is doing a pop-up at his mural in OKC where they're giving away shoes to everyone until they run out. They said since Oklahoma City won it all, they wanted to give it out to Oklahoma City fans first.
Okay.
Before they drop it in, I think, September. So I'm going to see if I can get a new pair of shoes while I'm out there.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, one final thing for Bryson. I've known this for a while, but it just happened to pop in my head because he's talking about being down in Oklahoma City. Another former intern of the station. He was a Zone Beetle intern, but he's one of my closest friends' younger brothers. He is the morning anchor at KOCO 5. Bryson, is that like 5 News in Oklahoma City?
Yeah, Channel 5. What's his name?
Cam. Cam is his name.
Cam is his name.
Yeah, Cameron Seibert. He's a big deal.
I've heard of him. Yep.
He's a good kid. I'll get you guys in touch. He was a Zone Beetle intern. Great kid. He's from up here, but he has dove into the Oklahoma City lifestyle, and he was out there doing man on the street and stuff this yesterday and stuff. So we'll have to get you two in touch. Former interns making it big in Oklahoma City.
Sounds good. It's a great city. You guys need to come out sometime.
I would like some barbecue.
We got a good barbecue.
All right, dude. Well, congratulations. I think you should write about who the best champions have been over the last 5 years.
I think the best one when you look at dominance is Boston, but then when you look at just statistics and what they did in the regular season as well, you have to put the Thunder at 2. I think it's very close, but I think those are the for sure 1 and 2s. You can make them very interchangeable. I just personally have Boston because they dominated that entire postseason.
Not the greatest player on the planet, and Jokic with Murray? Not them?
Nope.
No.
Not them.
Not them. All right, Bryson. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Our chat is telling you that you're going to smell when you jump in the canal.
I'm fine with that.
So they're going to have to hose you down.
I'm fine with it. As long as I live life.
That wouldn't be your first time being hosed down, huh?
No, you only live once, Joe. You only live once.
All right. Well, we'll be following you on Twitter, bro. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Take care,
Bryson.
guys.
Congrats, buddy. Bye-bye.
Yep.
All right.
I'm happy for Bryson.
I am too.
He's as diehard of a fan as you can get.
Do you think when the Red Sox win the World Series, Luke will call into our show?
Yeah, he'll be there, Do
you think he's going to jump into the Charles? Oh, he wants to talk.
Oh, let's see. Let's see if this works.
Oh, he put headphones on. Oh, my God. I called him out for not having headphones. And look what he did. He listened.
Can you hear me, Joe?
I can hear you.
I can't take too much credit for this. Shout out to Skaz. These were sitting right here.
That's what you have to say.
That's what I have to say, yeah. Well, I was going to say, if I were my age right now in 2004, I absolutely would have jumped in the Charles. 100%.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but I used to work for the city of Boston as a young child, 18. Was that young? 17?
It's pretty young.
And I used to work for the city doing like a city job. Like it was, we were basically landscapers. And the guy asked us if you jump into the Charles, we'll pay you for the rest of the summer. And a bunch of people jumped in the Charles and they got paid for the rest of the summer.
And you didn't?
I did not, but I got poison ivy and they paid me for the rest of the summer.
Okay. Wouldn't it be more fun to jump in the Charles than get poison ivy?
No.
You don't think so?
Have you ever been to in the Charles?
Yeah,
River?
no, I understand that it's not the cleanest body of water. There's nothing fun about poison ivy. At least when you get the negative health effects from the Charles River, you got to jump in the Charles River. It can be refreshing in the summer.
We'll save this for another day.
Let's do it.
You should write about this. Poison ivy versus Charles River. We got to go to break. Was this a headline? Oh, wow. Oh, boy. All right, headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy.
enough?
It's been tough. I'm playing in a tournament on Friday, so I'm hoping to.
Oh,
I'm going to
really?
sneak out there maybe later this week and play. Yeah, little charity tournament. Yeah.
Well, I did my first beach day today. Now, just so people know this, I prep thoroughly. When I do a radio show, we start a Slack channel. We send stories. I'm prepping all day. I'm curating ideas. We're thinking of guests. We're contacting guests. So we're on for 4 hours a day, but I would just like to let everybody know that we do a lot of work. Plus, all these other shows that are on before us have all these takes. So I just, I try to be different. I really do. But my buddy Hooch hit me up on Sunday and he goes, "Hey, I'm off on Monday. Do you want to go to the beach Monday? I'm going to the Fish concert tonight, and on my way home, we can meet tomorrow." And I said, "You know what, dude? Let's do it." So I woke up, put on my Tommy Bahama bathing suit, grabbed my beach chair, which I couldn't find. We met in Plum Island, one of the most beautiful beaches in all of New England. We met. We went to the nice refuge. It was beautiful. We got parking, and it was just let me tell you, it's a grand old time. Now, the water was freezing. Like, I put my toes in and I go, nose. Put the toes, nose. Here's where I wanted to muse about. When you go to the beach, right? What are the essentials? What are your essentials? Mine was a chair today. I also brought a drink. I will tell you, I'm a bald man. For those that don't know what I look like, I'm a bald man. I'm bald. I have to put sunscreen on my head. But because today was my first beach day, do you know what I'm regretting doing, or what I must have missed, which I don't really remember ever happening? My earlobes are not burned, but irritated from the sun. Do you put lotion or sunscreen on your earlobes? Skaz.
Yes. Yeah. I put sunscreen on. Everyone, should. I'm Syrian, so I don't put a ton of sunscreen on, but you got to get the ears. Ears and the back of the neck are probably my two go-to spots.
Back of the neck I got.
Yeah.
Head I got. Everything I got. How did I forget? I don't think I've ever done the ears. Why don't I remember the ears? Do you know, is it because I'm wearing headphones? Since I've been doing the show tonight, I'm like, what's going on with my ears? And I've looked and they're red.
You get burnt though, like bad?
Never.
Really?
The only time I ever did was when I went to the Dominican. Dude, the DR sun is it near the equator? Like, are we closer to the equator? Is it, what's it? I don't know. There's got to be something to that, right?
Yeah, more south, closer.
Dude,
yeah.
You could have fried an egg on my head. It was, dude. That's the only time I've ever really. But no, yeah, I'm like, Skaz, I could go out there and be tan by tomorrow. Like, I tan well, very, very well. I get great skin, everybody. Even though I'm bald and I'm big, I got great skin. But there's a few things you can't mess with. One's the tide. Can't mess with the tide. I don't think you can mess with the sun either.
Oh, no. No one's tougher than the sun, Joe. The sun? No shot.
You know what else I'm out on? Hot sand. Now, I have taken a turn with my beachwear. I was a hater. Guys, you know I like a boat shoe. I wear Sperry's, though, not boat shoes, just to be clear. I used to wear Sperry's to the beach. They were really easy on and off. I could get the sand out of them very easily, and it avoids the hot sand. But I have now adopted a new footwear. This after getting a swimwear shoe. What would you call that? Water shoes? They're not easy on and off for a big guy like me. I got a size 16. I got a belly in the way. And, it's just not convenient. So do you know what I did? It's what all the children do. And I love the water. So sometimes I just, I wanted to fit it. And with my burnt ears, I bought Crocs. In or out on Crocs, guys?
I've never personally owned a pair of Crocs, and I know they get kind of a bad rap, but people that own Crocs say they are very, very comfortable.
May I just tell you that I only wear Crocs in the water. You won't see me crocking around.
You're not coming to work with Crocs on?
You will, if you see me with Crocs on.
You'll flip-flop it at work, though, won't you? No?
I have slides.
The man who used to stand where I stand, I feel like he was a big flip-flop guy.
You know who's a big flip-flop guy? Dan Lifshitz.
Really? Oh, I can kind of.
He has like neon Nike ones,
like shorts and flip-flops. Yeah,
and
I can see that.
He wears an old jersey of like Curtis Martin or something.
Love Curtis Martin.
No, but you can't see the number.
It's like too worn.
It's been washed so many times. I got to tell you. If you haven't gone Croc, you don't know what's up.
You put them in like sport mode, Joe, too, or what?
So, yes, actually, I put the little flipper. What is that thing?
Yeah, sure.
Then I put my foot in. Yeah, because the little back flip thing, it keeps them on your foot if you're in the water so you don't lose your Crockies. I don't do the tongs or the thongs. I don't know if they're tongs or thongs. I don't know what they are, but I don't do either. How about that?
I believe it's thong sandals, but I could be wrong.
Out. Matt St. Pierre, Joe, Nanakuli style, please. That's right. That water in Nanakuli, let me tell you, I didn't know if it was bringing me in or taking me out. It was like a swing. No Crocs out there, though. I would definitely lose the Crocs at Nanakuli. Anyways. Riz would like me to stop. Is Riz not a water guy? Why do I feel like Riz would love water and Crocs? Riz, you're missing out on the Croc, bro. If you can smell what the Croc is cooking. What else is going on, Skaz? We have people who want to talk about this.
Yeah, my musing was just going to be what Walker Buehler is doing in this first inning. So
I think we have a problem with him.
I believe so, Joe. I think that might be putting it mildly at this point.
Does he need another DL stint? So Hunter Dobbins.
That was.
He got sent back down, right? Oh, DIL.
Yes.
What about our buddy Dickie Fitz? What's he up to? Oh, it's Luke. Luke with his headphones listening to the show. What do you got, Luke? What's up with Dickie Fitz?
He's in the rotation, Joe.
He's in the rotation?
I believe so. Because Hunter Dobbins is hurt.
I guess he wasn't listening.
No, he was. He's the replacement for Hunter Dobbins.
He's the replacement. Okay, then thank you.
Did I miss something?
I hope not. As long as you're right.
No, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Richard Fitz is now active and Hunter Dobbins to the IL, so he's going to take his spot.
Oh, okay then. There's the headline with Luke. Luke.
Yeah, he's starting on Wednesday.
Luke, are you in or out on Crocs?
I'm out on Crocs personally.
What do you wear at the beach?
I haven't been to the beach in years, but I would probably wear Birkenstocks or slides. I'm out on Crocs. Out.
Birkenstocks at the beach, huh, bro?
Yeah. I understand you can't get them wet, but just keep it on the sand.
Country club job's doing all right for you, huh?
There you go.
Who wears Birkins to the beach?
Many people my age.
Skaz?
I'm not a beach guy, really, but
yeah, I haven't been to the beach in years.
What do? Do you go to the pool
in the summer? Yeah. I don't normally go near water in the summer, to be honest.
So you don't like water or sun?
That doesn't mean that I don't like it. I just don't do it.
What do you like?
I should do it more than I do.
What do you like?
He likes the Red Sox.
No. Besides that, what do you like
in the summer or in general? Or is this asking too many questions, Joe?
Yes.
Going to the gym, going for runs,
running.
Yep, I did track and field in high school.
You got some Brooks, or what are we working with over there for running shoes?
Pair of Nikes.
Classic.
Yeah.
Okay. How about what's your favorite drink? Like soda or?
I don't drink soda.
Me either.
Probably go with just like a lemonade.
I love lemonade.
Yeah, lemonade's good.
Have you ever had an Arnold Palmer?
I'm a big Arnold Palmer guy. Whenever I go to work, I get myself one at the bar. It's free because I'm an employee.
That's right.
So,
do you mix it with lemonade and iced tea?
Well, that's what an Arnold Palmer is, Joe.
Well, I asked if you mixed it.
No, it's like it comes in the bottle.
Oh, it's
like both of
already
them.
pre-made.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sugar in that. What's your favorite fast food?
My favorite I would say it's a tie, but I'll go 1A, 1B, Chipotle, and Chick-fil-A.
What's your Chipotle meal?
My Chipotle meal, you want me to give you all the ingredients?
I asked.
It's a bowl with chicken, rice, black beans, veggies, queso. Let's see if I can get this right. Sour cream, corn.
Do they like
cheese,
you when you
guac, and
pull up
lettuce.
to that like window when they see you at the Chipotle window, right?
Yeah.
Are they like,
Well, it's not a window, but you just go up and order.
What is it then? A counter?
Yeah, you just go up.
When they see you, what do?
They make my bowl for me.
Know what they do when they see me? I say, hi, I would like rice, chicken, and cheese.
Are you a picky eater, Joe?
Yes, I hate lettuce.
Wow, simple guy.
Well, yes, I am.
One of my good friends at school is a very picky eater, and at every meal he gets chicken, rice, and cheese.
It's outstanding.
To each their own.
We don't need that lettuce.
You a picky eater, Skaz?
I think he is.
I mean, not by choice, but by health and
Fair enough.
You know what?
Stuff. Yeah.
Everybody I work with has something. I mean, I got a lot too. So
yeah.
But like everybody, Jeremy, anytime there was like food, I had the peanut allergy.
I'm a big PB&J guy because it's a safe, quick thing I can eat. Could never bring a PB&J around Jeremy. I wouldn't even bring it in the building.
Like when Kendra brought that lettuce drink, what was that?
Oh, I do vaguely remember that. Yeah,
drink.
like it was.
I could smell that thing when she got off the elevator, and I'm serious.
I'm out on kale, by the way. I hate kale.
Out on kale.
Yeah, I don't like
What's your
kale.
favorite fruit?
Probably just strawberries. You can't go wrong with strawberries. Are you in on strawberries, Joe?
I like strawberries.
I've been in recently on bananas more. Like this past semester, the past 10 months, I'm in on bananas big time.
Headline: 21-year-old man discovers fruit.
20.
I'm sorry.
Generous.
Don't want to
there,
age him.
Skaz.
Okay.
20. Yeah.
This was brought up to me recently.
He discovers fruit. Continue, Joe.
What's the correct way to peel a banana? From the stem or from the other way?
Well, all right. Let me ask you this, Joe. When you eat a banana, do you take the pieces off, or do you eat it off the main body?
I grab a banana and I peel it, and then I eat it, and I rip it right off.
Some people, but
I undress that bad boy.
But you just bite into it, right? Instead of breaking pieces off.
No, I take the entire banana peel off, and then I eat it.
Oh, but you eat it like you don't break parts.
I don't
off.
break it and then eat it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like I hold the banana peel like it's, like
peel
it's
in
my
one hand,
like it's my underwear.
You got the peel in one hand, the banana in the other.
Yes, that's what I do.
There you go. If it works, it works.
So what's the correct way?
No. I'm not saying there's a correct.
Is there a correct way?
No.
I was told that you're supposed to do it from the stem down. I was told this recently.
Nah, there's not a correct way to. There's a wrong way, but there's not a correct way.
Now I've been told there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. I used to stick my finger right through it and eat the middle.
I haven't had a Reese's in years. I can't comment on that.
What's your favorite chocolate?
Favorite chocolate?
Candy bar.
I haven't had M&M's for sure. I mean, I know that's not a bar, but that's my favorite chocolate. I haven't had a chocolate bar in a long time. Favorite candy for sure, not a question about it. M&M's.
Scouts?
Yeah, I'm a peanut butter M&M's guy.
Yeah, those are good too.
Yeah.
Not the peanut ones.
Oh, really? I like them both. I'll take.
I only like the peanut butter ones. I'm out on the peanut.
I gotta pop a couple Lactaid before I have any treats. But yeah,
Skaz and I are on the same page with that, with the same wavelength with that.
Yeah.
With
no
Lactaid
dairy, no
pills.
dairy back here, Joe.
Yeah, no.
I'm a Reese's peanut butter cup. But damn, I love a Three Musketeer.
Do you like the Reese's alternatives, the fast break, the to take 5 or whatever it is?
Kind of, but you know what Reese's I love the most? Holiday Reese's.
Oh, the eggs?
You give me a Christmas tree Reese's peanut butter cup. Oh.
I feel like the eggs are the best for some reason, like the Easter ones.
Oh, I love a Cadbury cream egg, dude. You know what? They should sell those year round.
Joe, have you had Payday bars?
Yeah.
Payday. No, Payday are good. Those are good.
You know what it is? I don't like. I like. There's just some candy bars I don't like because of the nuts.
Sure.
I'm
I actually
out on like Almond Joy and Mounds. Out.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what it was as a kid when people would trick or treat? I felt like the bad kids would get those.
The Almond Joy and like the
suck.
vegetables and the chips. Yeah.
I used to trade baseball cards with Halloween candy.
What were you getting, the cards or the candy?
No, it was I'll give you this and this candy for your card and your candy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trading like straight up baseball cards for Halloween candy. It probably happened a time or two.
Joe, not related to chocolate. Are you in or out on matcha? Have you ever had matcha?
Matcha?
Yeah. Are you familiar with that?
It's like kombucha, basically. It's like a health drink. I think you would. It's
Out.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a debate I've been having with several of my coworkers and my friends. Are you? What about you guys? You a matcha guy? No.
I've never had it, so I can't really say.
All right.
It's one. Of
I
those
recommend
things
it. I
where-
like it. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I like it.
With my health, something like that makes me nervous. If I was to,
You guys in or out on coffee?
I like coffee. I just don't drink it anymore.
Yeah, I can't.
Just
drink
Celsius for you, Joe?
I like Celsius, and I like
Iced tea?
I drink Mio water.
Iced tea? No.
I love iced tea.
Okay, yeah.
That's my
Iced tea in the summer is.
But I'm
undefeated.
more of an Arnold Palmer
Yeah.
because I don't really drink a lot of sugar anymore. So I like to get.
Well, what about sweet tea?
I don't drink sweet tea anymore, but I love it.
Okay.
Just so you know, I am a recovering soda addict.
Is that
No, I don't know if you understand. You see me now, right? I'm a large man.
Yes.
I was larger.
Is that right? Good for you, Joe.
Oh, I was larger.
Good for you.
No, thank you.
Not for like being like you know what I'm.
No,
trying to
what
say.
I'm trying to tell you is that I would drink a 2-liter of ginger ale
Really?
in a sitting at night.
Really?
I could pound a 2-liter of Canada Dry, and especially if I put it in a mason jar, I could suck that bad boy down.
Wow.
So I could drink.
So you're in on ginger ale.
I don't drink it anymore.
Well, yeah.
I was addicted. I was addicted
formerly in on ginger ale.
I was addicted.
Okay, yeah.
I am a recovering soda addict.
Heard it somewhere a week or two ago. Somebody called soda a fridge cigarette. I thought that was very funny.
Can I give you a take on soda though?
Please.
I think the darker sodas were way worse than the other ones. Like for example, Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
who
yeah.
doesn't love a Coca-Cola?
I personally don't like soda. I don't really like carbonated beverages at all.
Okay. What about seltzers?
No, I'm especially out on seltzered water because is that even real water? Does that hydrate you?
I love it.
Does that really hydrate
you?
you?
Don't like a Polar seltzer?
Nah, I'm all good. Personally.
Wow.
I don't like carbonated drinks. There's a couple that I'll make like exceptions for. Like I think Sprite is good.
See, that's a clear soda.
Yeah, Sprite's good. Ginger ale every now and then, but
the
Coke,
soda,
I like
the soda that would upset me the most, but I almost had like a weird fascination for it. Mountain Dew.
I don't know if if I have, it's been a very long time since I've ever had Mountain Dew. Like years and years and years.
It's green and like gross, but I loved it.
It's got all the stuff in it that's addicting but terrible for you.
It's horrible for you.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Especially at like Domino's at 2 a.m. Hey, all we got Mountain Dew, dude. Give it to me. And again, just so you know, most people drink like a can, right?
Yep.
Or like the twist bottle. Because I'm big, my hands are big, would drink a 2-liter
a day
to myself
every day.
Yes.
So so correct me if I'm wrong. You were drinking more soda than you were water every day.
I was drinking more soda than I was probably eating.
Wow. Yeah. How long ago was that?
Probably the last 3 years, right?
I was gonna say, yeah, since I've
and I'm not. This isn't a flex, but I don't drink soda anymore, and I consistently lose weight. Still.
There you go.
No, like still to this day.
Do you? So you don't drink any soda anymore?
Not at all. I drink Celsius, Mio. Water.
Well, Celsius has what, like 90 calories in it?
It's got 10.
If that.
No, it's got no sugar at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the sugar.
What about like Monster, Red Bull? I'm out on those.
No,
I've
Red
never
Bull
even
makes
had those. Yeah.
So
I've
at
never
our
had
old
those.
station in Brighton, we used to have a Monster like partnership. Now it's Celsius and Celsius only, and thanks to our buddy
Celsius.
today.
I'm in on Celsius. Celsius is good.
But I used to drink those. This was dude, like I would like By the way, I was working a real job and then doing nights. Yeah, that would make my, like, at times, I was crazy because I was drinking those things. Like,
What,
it really,
Monsters
really, like, oh, I get a buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are we going with all this?
We were on chocolate, and then I introduced you to matcha. You got to try a matcha.
All right, well, you going to bring it in?
It's good. I'll bring in a giant pitcher of matcha.
What do you think your mom could make me that I would like?
Well,
Do you
there's
think
nothing
before
tonight.
you leave, she could make a cake?
Like tonight?
Not tonight. Like when, you're in, when is your internship up?
I mean, whenever I go back to school, I guess on August 20, whatever it'll be.
Oh, that's almost a month away.
That's
You're here
2
for only
months
30
away,
more
Joe.
days?
2 months away.
Oh, what month? What day are
It's
we?
June,
June.
June 23rd.
I'm sorry.
Forgetting about July.
We're
No
hopefully
respect
gonna,
for July.
We're going to be sending Luke to training camp, hopefully.
Well, that's right. I wonder what they'll have on the field to eat and drink. Last year it was Papagino's.
I'm in on. I just pizza, and pizza's hard to mess up. I'm in on pizza. Papagino's, yep.
I was just shocked at how quickly you recalled that. That's all.
Yeah, it's Papagino's.
Oh, because you had an incident in the elevator.
I did.
You
That's
not?
right.
Yes,
I'm glad
okay.
you remembered that.
Now it's coming back to me. Yes.
Yes.
I'll see what she can do though, Joe. Well, definitely like before the end of the summer, like I'll bring in something for sure. She likes to bake every now and then. She made pancakes on what was yesterday, Sunday? Yep, Sunday morning.
What do you put on your pancakes?
Well, I didn't make them. Oh, on top. We'll go.
You and your questions.
Yeah, I was thinking like I had the regular ones, and then she made ones with chocolate chips and blueberries. So
Whose Luke is it anyways?
On top, I went with maple syrup, and if I'm feeling crazy every now and then, we'll go with some whipped cream. But I gotta pop the lactate pills for those.
Do you think Luke even knows what Whose Line Is It Anyway is?
I don't know.
Yeah, great show. Well, it was a great Drew Carey. I haven't watched the newer one, but
hey, look,
Ryan and Colin.
When I first came to the Sports Hub, Felger and Maz would hear this guy on the weekends. It was me. It was me. And they would be like, you ever listen to Joe Murray on the weekends? I was by myself on the weekend. And I would ask a lot of questions. Like, who's better? Who would you rather be? The Rockets or the Celtics? Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they called me Jeopardy Joe. You.
Oh, boy.
You're double Jeopardy. Okay. That's why I said, whose Luke is it anyways? But you probably don't remember the show.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have more questions than the Riddler.
Okay.
Do you know who the Riddler is?
I don't.
Do you know the Rizzler?
Yeah, of course. I'm 20.
Yeah, doesn't know the Riddler, but knows the Rizzler.
What do you know?
Things that 20-year-olds would know.
Do you know who Danica Patrick is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't she married to Aaron Rodgers for like a year?
She was.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks, Joe.
Do you know who Jim Abbott was?
I have definitely heard the name, but I could not match a face or tell you what this individual did.
Skaz, I know you were looking for a card once of his.
Yeah, Jim Abbott's. You know how you just have athletes that.
Was he a pitcher?
Yes. There you go.
All right.
Do you know his story?
No.
He was a one-armed pitcher that pitched for the Yankees and the Angels and won a gold medal in the Olympics.
Threw a no-hitter.
Like he didn't have a glove on his other arm.
He had like, I don't want to, but he had like half an arm. And he would have the glove on that, and after he threw the pitch, he would switch it over. He was incredible. Huh. But he wasn't like, Cy Young or anything. But as
he was
a kid,
starting rotation player.
Yeah, still. Wow.
Whenever I had to do like, a project as a kid, I used to like always write about Jim Abbott because I don't know, you just have those guys.
What he did with the Yankees throwing a no-hitter was
when was he in the league?
Incredible.
Like late 90s, probably.
Probably had like a 10-year career.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Okay.
He was good. Speaking
in Michigan,
of
he pitched at Michigan.
The reason why is because the Red Sox are playing the Angels, so I was thinking of the oldest Angel in my head. Besides, have you ever seen
saying Jim Abbott could do a better job than Walker Buehler?
Yes. Yes.
Shut down second inning there.
I'd have to look up the numbers, Skaz. Who's had more wins, Jim Abbott or Walker Buehler? Ooh. Well, anyways.
I mean, pitcher wins are not a big stat anymore.
Well, it's how you get into the Hall of Fame, right?
Is it really anymore? Are we going to look back on Clayton Kershaw's career and go, oh, he had all those wins? Are you going to look back on Garrett Crochet's career and say, oh, he had all those wins?
How about CC Sabathia? Do you look at his?
Well, he played 20 years ago.
What?
It's a different
No,
game
he
now.
didn't.
Yeah, I know. He played 20 years ago, and then I know he as well
he
retired.
just retired, and he just made the Hall of Fame, right?
But he did pitch for like 20 years.
Yeah,
I
he
think is what
retired
he's-
like 5
what he's
years ago,
saying.
but his prime was roughly 15, 20 years ago.
Do you know that he could hit home runs?
CC Sabathia?
He got traded at the deadline from Milwaukee and went yard and brought him to the playoffs. Right? Didn't they like abuse his arm? Actually,
Joe, are you in or out on the universal DH?
It's good for the game.
I agree.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're late, huh?
Well, yeah, only 15 minutes.
Well, happy birthday to some people. Who should we start with? Randy Jackson. We see the sword. It's signed by Randy Jackson. Guess how old he is? Just guess.
58.
69.
Wow, Randy Jackson. Good for him.
Nice.
I'm gonna look and see. I bet you there's some people who's on these birthday lists who's you guys have never heard of that I have heard of.
Francis McDormand, 68.
Can't believe you guys have never heard of Central C.
Nope. Josh Whedon, 61. Selma Blair, 53. Jason Mraz, 48. Melissa Rausch, 45.
Colin Montgomery, 62.
June Carter Cash.
Zinedine Zidane, 53. The famous headbutt.
Hey, coming back from break, can you play the Zinedine Zidane song?
I don't know if I'm familiar.
You gotta get. I'll find it.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. No, just guess. This is what fires me up about soccer. What fires me up about soccer?
Bets.
True.
It is Matt Light's birthday today.
Hey, Matt Light, I know you. We've met Matt Light. He knows me. We talk food and hunting, and I've never hunted in my life. Did you know that? He thinks I'm a hunter.
Were you wearing camo or something?
Probably like Bobby Baklava from The Sopranos. All right. Anything else tonight?
It's LT's birthday as well. LaDainian Tomlinson,
which
I should
LT?
say.
One of my
yes.
favorite football players of all time. I am a Chargers fan.
Who?
What?
LaDainian Tomlinson. You knew this, guys.
You're a Chargers fan.
Yeah, you knew that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Were you
so.
a San Diego Charger or an LA Charger?
All my life I've been a Charger. So they started with the San Diego Chargers, correct? LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates.
Yeah, I remember he quit in that game against the Patriots.
I don't have the same heartfelt love for Phillip Rivers, though. All my memories of him are throwing interceptions. Justin Herbert's pretty cool, though.
Do you know Walker Buehler has given up 13 earned runs in the last 4 innings?
Awesome.
What's Jim Abbott's? Let's do that on the other side.
Jim Abbott has way more wins, but Walker Buehler is like 53-20 in his career. Abbott was like 98-120 or something like that.
Oh, Jim Abbott almost had 100 wins.
I think so, right around there. He pitched from like 89 to 99.
All right. Well, we're gonna go to break. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
can hear me because this is important. Who had more RBIs? Jim Abbott in his career. Because I think he's got to go. But just to give you the numbers on this, Jim Abbott, batting for his career, had 24 plate appearances. And he had 2 hits, right? 2 hits. 3 RBI. In those 24 at-bats, he only struck out 10 times. He was a pitcher.
That was, honestly, I'm glad you said that. That was what stood out to me the most when I just looked it up. Only striking out 10 times, I feel like that's incredible.
So he had 2 hits, and really it was 21 at-bats, couple walks. But both of his hits scored runs. And both hits came off Cubs pitcher John Lieber in different games. So he was eligible for the Hall of Fame. Did you know that? He received 13 votes, which was 2.5%. So that's a ways away of the 70 I think they need. But I'm bringing this up. But Joe, why is Joe talking about Jim Abbott? Well, the Angels are playing tonight. And when I was a kid, Jim Abbott was my favorite player on the Angels. You know who was after that? Tim Salmon.
Troy Gloss.
Good third baseman. Tim Salmon, dude, if you ever look at some old highlights, had a rocket of an arm. And he was a big righty, right fielder. He almost, to me, he reminded me of the right-handed version of Larry Walker. Still strong arm, etc. Garrett Anderson was one of their best players. But was it Darren Erstad?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. He was a left field and then became a great first baseman.
They had Sean Figgins, too, who I liked.
Chone.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think it was Sean. But
Sean Figgins.
But I know. You are right, though. It was the way it's spelled. I always was kind of curious. But so those old Angels teams, they were Napoli was the catcher. I think it was Erstad, Napoli.
They had Benji Molina for a while.
Oh yeah, he was good too. Yeah. You're right. Sean Figgins was.
Vlad was on that team.
Who was the shortstop? Why do I have Omar Vizquel in my head?
David Eckstein.
Eckstein was a star.
And then 2005, it was Orlando Cabrera went there.
So what don't people? All right. So David Eckstein, for those who know, was one of the smallest players in the league, and man, he put up some numbers. Him and Pedroia. Like if you think about it. Troy Gloss, and then Garrett Anderson was a star. Who's their center fielder? I can't remember. What? Those are some good teams.
Steve Finley.
Okay, yeah. Steve Finley won a championship with the
Garrett Anderson.
Garrett Anderson was awesome. He was one of their best players. I'm trying to think of what their pitching staff was. Charles Nagy, Mark Langston,
Bartolo Colon.
Oh yeah, Colon was a
John
stud.
Lackey, Scott Shields,
So
Troy Percival.
Troy Percival was
he was awesome.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. K-Rod was Francisco Rodriguez.
K-Rod is a Hall. I stand by this. K-Rod, Hall of Fame. He's up. He's on the ballot. Or I think he's approaching the ballot. But those Angels teams are great. Who was the coach? Manager?
Was it Scioscia?
Oh, Mike Scioscia. That's right. Yeah, he was. You're right. But he was good. They had a system, a farm system. Like, they were, damn. And the Red Sox played them almost every year. Now, John Lackey got the big contract because of how well he pitched.
Pitched in Game 7 of the World Series as a rookie, I believe. He started.
Yeah. Is this what we're going to do now? Whenever they play another team?
I remember.
Remember when the Rays had Gerald Williams and he charged the mound? Pedro beat him.
Who was they had the pitcher with long hair that was pretty good for a while there, like late 2000s, I feel like. Jared Weaver?
Jared Weaver.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, and his brother was Jaron Weaver? He had a brother, too. The Weaver brothers. All right, let's take some calls. Joey's been waiting. Joe's in Medford. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe, what's going on? What's up?
What's up?
Yeah, listen, my guy, I got the script for you here, Maurizo. Yo, Joe, I'm the guy that has the same first and middle name as you.
Oh, Joe, I absolutely know who you are. You don't have to tell me.
All right, good. Joe, I love the show. I watch on YouTube. Chad is nuts. But, yeah, I love the show. And
what'd you say?
I love the show. And
you said something else in there.
The chat is nuts.
Oh, chat. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I saw your post on Substack about the show. And, the industry's changing, media industry's changing. And I just, I hope whatever I hope you're doing good and you're adapting. Trying to adapt to.
I appreciate you reading my Substack.
Yeah, it was a long. I read most of it, and I thought it was good. And man, it's good to take a general overview sometimes of what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I talk about my cards, right? Talked about what I do outside. Yeah, man, it's a personal look at Joe outside of radio.
Yeah, I wanted to offer you. Look, Joe, I want to offer you a couple minutes of content, but
sure.
Hey,
what'd you eat for dinner tonight?
Yeah, my mom made these egg muffins, with some nice peppers, mushrooms, and cheese. Popped a couple of those down. What about you?
I had hot fries and Gushers.
That's nice.
Okay. I really did. I
gotta try.
I had a fisherman's platter for lunch. I had fried clams and scallops.
Oh.
And tartar sauce.
Oh.
From Bob's Lobster in Plum Island. So what's up to Trip who hooked me up? Well, I paid for the meal, but still. You like scallops?
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, that sounds delicious.
Where do you go for seafood?
I was in Narragansett for my sister's graduation a couple of weeks back.
Nice.
Right on the got a lobster roll right on the coast. Yeah, great spot. Yep.
Hot or was it mayo or hot buttered?
It was hot. What did you say?
Hot buttered.
Yeah. It was hot buttered in a regular, kind of like a regular roll. Yeah.
Well, it's good for you, Joe.
Joe, can I got the business tonight, bro. I got a good one. Can I give it to you?
Give me the business.
All right. So first thing, wanted to call about the call on June 4th. June 4th, caller called up. I just don't want to go through that. Caller said, Joe, you don't let people talk. And you posted this video of the call on Twitter.
Yes.
And it was Sean and Spencer. And he's complaining.
Yes.
And basically what he said, let some callers call in and get their opinions. The whole show isn't about you. Let the callers call in and debate about that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you called them out. And I just want to say, Joe, listen, I listen to all the shows on the station, and your show is probably the best show with you letting callers talk. You let the callers talk the most compared to any other show. That's why I love the show. Joe, the show is totally about you. That's why I love it.
That's about you.
and the guy never listened to the show before. So my personal theory was that he was calling about the show before you, that he had been hung up on, and he just didn't realize the show changed. But who knows?
Well, Joe, I appreciate you going to bat for me, my man.
Yeah, can I give you one more?
Yeah, have you ever had Alexander's for breakfast?
No.
Get a breakfast sandwich from there in Medford.
Okay.
One more.
Yeah, so for my job, I work for a company that provides a home service. So on Friday and today, go to like 10 to 15 houses a day in the Boston area providing home service today. I go to this house to pick up workers at like 4 o'clock. I look down at my job sheet, and the client name is a female, first name and last name Breslow. And
I'm going to cut it off here. What's up to Trip, who hooked me up? Well, I paid for them, though, but still. You like scallops?
Oh, my God. Oh.
That was a good one. Topher, I don't want to leave you on hold, but we got a minute. How you doing? Guys, tomorrow.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
This hour of the Sports Hub is brought to you by our good friends over at Valvoline and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChanges.com. You can save 50% off an extra other oil change at Valvoline and Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. And Connor Wong got an RBI.
For the best deal on tires, head to Town Fair Tire. We beat every competitor every